but also telling them, hey, let's put ourselves in their shoes. Even though I know sellers don't care about the buyers, but I'm just saying buyers don't care about the sellers. I get it. But let's have a conducive conversation to where we're being realistic, because the market is changing ever so vastly, especially over these last 5 years.
Let's get into it. Welcome to another episode of Keys to the City. I'm CJ Williams, licensed home inspector here in North Carolina, Charlotte to be exact. And I have the honor of being joined by Miss Porchia McMillan. She's a veteran in the game, realtor, superstar out here in these streets.
Thank you.
But no, I have the pleasure of being joined by her. And let's first start out by telling the people who you are and what got you in this game.
Yes. Well, hello, everybody. My name is Porchia McMillan, and I am a native of Charlotte. I am born and raised here in Charlotte. I have been in the real estate industry since 2016. I absolutely love it. My niche is first-time home buyers and relocation, as well as I am the new construction plug. I love working with people. I am a people's person. I am a service-based type of person. I'm a relationship person. So real estate just fell into my lap, and I have just been rocking and rolling ever since.
So you've been in the game for 10 years. A lot has changed. Social media is here. You know, there are realtors everywhere. How is it that you're able to stand out? Like, what's the biggest difference in how you market yourself?
So I will say the biggest difference is that I'm a native of Charlotte. I am what you call a black unicorn. No one is from here all of a sudden. I don't know where everybody went, but honestly, I'm referral based. Like I said, being a native, it really helps because word of mouth gets really far. I love social media, so a lot of people follow me on Instagram and TikTok under Essential Key. I am a real person. Some people don't even think I'm a real person because of the way I shoot content. I love doing home tours, and I love shooting new construction. But a lot of people reach out to me just based off word of mouth, referral, family members, of course, all of my classmates. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. And as well as my family.
Good. So what is it about your focus or your niche, I guess you say, is first-time home buyers?
Yes.
Did that choose you or did you choose that?
I think we kind of chose each other.
Okay.
And honestly, the reason is because I was a teenage mother. Okay. And I did not think homeownership was possible. And you just don't know what you don't know. Mm-hmm. My background is in medicine. My background is in, I worked at the hospital in healthcare. And one day I went into work and they were watching HGTV in the waiting room. And I saw this beautiful black woman on House Hunters. She was a realtor. And when I was watching it, she was in Cornelius and she was in my mother's neighborhood. Oh, wow. And it literally, I just stopped and I just started watching her. And I was like, what does a real estate agent do? Like what? And I went to Dr. Google. And Google told me exactly what I needed to do. I, did a little bit more research as far as schools, and it was on from there.
So this current market we in, you would call it a buyer's market?
We're getting there. We almost there. Yes.
Some realtors on the fence about what they want to.
I ain't gonna tell you no story. I don't want to say it's a buyer's market, then people be going down your throat. But it's balancing out, and it's balancing a little bit more towards my buyers right now. My buyers are winning right now.
Okay, what advice would you give someone who's thinking about getting to the market right now? I mean, the interest rates aren't exactly at the lowest.
They're not.
What advice would you give?
Well, I will say, just piggyback off, the interest rates are not at the lowest, but we are at a 10-month low as of right now in August 2025. We're at a 10-month low on interest rates. So right now is actually a really good time to get in if you're looking for lower interest rates, because right now is the lowest that we've seen since I think last October. My advice for buyers and sellers, anyone who's looking to get into the industry the market right now, is to educate yourself. Just make sure you know as much as possible, because things change overnight in this industry. In real estate, things can be going well 1 month and then the next month it is a totally different game. So I would say just making sure you're educated on what you're doing. You have the right team, the right realtor, the right lender, the right inspection team, because that comes in handy. And just make sure you know your finances, making sure you know your goals, make sure those are clear to what you want and you're aligning with the right team. Again, realtor, lender, appraiser, inspector, to where you're getting that game plan going and you have all the pieces to the puzzle.
Good, good. One more question before we get into realtors or into inspections. You said, you have the unique, you're from Charlotte and that helps you stand out a little bit, but what is it about your service you think that gets you those referrals? Like what's different?
I am not a transaction realtor. So I am a relationship realtor. I want you to mesh with me just as much as you want to mesh with me, and I want to make sure I want to work with you as well. This is a 50-50 game. This is not, I don't look at clients as cattle. I can truly, honestly say and pat myself on the back, my clients turn into family, turn into friends. Like, it's not a just get you into a house and then you never hear from me again. So I think that's what stands out, is that I'm very much so based off relationship. I'm based off alignment. I'm very goal oriented, and I actually have people's best interests at heart. It's not about a commission check for me. It's about how can I help you and become a part of your family? How can I become integrated into what you have going on? Because even though you are a client today, you may be doing something in the next year that I may need you for. So I always look at it as this is a relationship that we're entering into.
And community.
And community, yes.
In one sentence, tell me your least favorite part of the game.
I guess the being up at 3:00 in the morning, just trying to think of out of the box things, I could say, that's really more so entrepreneurship. It's just always trying to stay ahead, always trying to think outside the box, always trying to make sure I'm educating myself and just staying on top of my game in this real estate. Just always feeling like you got to make sure you're in there.
Okay, so what's the last thing you did that kind of put you in a different spot to kind of separate yourself?
So the last thing I did was I actually started selling internationally. Oh. Yes, so right now I'm getting my certificate to sell in Ghana, which is in West Africa. I'm licensed to sell in Punta Cana in Dominican Republic. So right now I'm just looking at also seeing how I can help people in the longevity of if you want to, leave the country and become, expat, you're looking for something different in another country, or if you're looking to invest in another country, or if you have family members that's in those countries that's looking to come here. So I'm looking to just be that liaison in real estate globally. Yes.
Help people self-deport.
Yeah. Hello. Yes. Yes, including myself.
Have you been? You have origins in Ghana? Your family?
No, I have been there. I have visited there, but I need to do an ancestor. I probably do, but I don't have anybody that I know of yet. But hey, cousins, if I do now.
All right, so let's talk about inspections. How do you prepare buyers? You deal with a lot of first-time home buyers. I'm sure they have questions about the whole due diligence process. Yes. How do you explain the inspections to them?
So the first thing I do is they get a home buyer guide from me. And in my home buyer guide, it literally has one full page of the home inspection. Because I deal with a lot of new construction, and then also because in the state of North Carolina, the home is sold as is. So the resale homes are sold as is. Sellers, they don't have to do any type of negotiation when it comes to repairs and that nature. I make sure that in my guide, the clients understand the process of why it's important to have a home inspection. Mm-hmm. And then we have a home buyer consultation call where we go over why it's important to have a home inspection. Because believe it or not, I've had people opt out of home inspections.
Okay, I want to get to that.
Dun.
But what are the things you tell them? What are some examples of things you tell them to prepare for in a home inspection?
Yes, I prepare them and tell them your home inspector's job is to search this home from the rooter to the tutor. Mm-hmm. There is going to be things on a home inspection. If we get a home inspection, there's nothing on it, we're fine a home inspection. So home inspector, we're going to get another one. I prepare them by telling them we want things to be on the home inspection. Right. I've never seen a home inspector say, well, we ain't find nothing. So I just prepare them like, hey, if they do say, hey, there is a railing missing. Mm-hmm. Hey, guess what? It may be something that's cold and something that's cosmetic. Yeah. Let's just, we're going to look at the home inspection. My home inspectors, you guys do an amazing job because we can call and go over the home inspection with the client. Mm-hmm. And that helps a lot as well because I sell homes. I don't build them. Yeah. I'm not a contractor. Right. So when they do get on the phone with the home inspector is able to explain to them the report and go over things. It just helps them better understand what they're getting themselves into.
Absolutely. So to the people that opt out, what is that like?
Well, first and foremost, I make them sign a document that's saying they're opting out. But some people, honestly, they're just like, I don't need a home inspection. You know, I'm cool. And I'm like, So for my new construction, I tell them people build houses. People make mistakes all the time. I have some horror stories that I can tell you. I won't mention any builders' names, but I have some horror stories that literally they came from new construction.
Well, give me one for it.
Okay. For example, I had a client, the family were moving. They relocated from New York. One thing I'm realizing about my New York buyers, they some serious buyers. That when they say they want it, they want it. And the husband, they wanted to opt out of the home inspection. They were fine with opting out of the home inspection. Well, once we closed on the home, and this is a brand new 5-bedroom home, we closed on the home, and there was a really bad storm, like a week, or like a rainstorm, like a week or so afterwards. Their whole garage flooded. And so they had to call the warranty team and all. They had to do all the things, but we would have caught that. What the issue was a piping, but we would have caught that had he had a home inspection. Yeah. Wow. And because they didn't, after buying this beautiful home, now they're dealing with literally 2 weeks after closing this home, dealing with these horrible, and everybody knows water is the death of a house, but now they're dealing with, these horrible, experiences of, a flood. Now they have to have somebody come in, pull the drywall out. This was new construction. The builder took care of everything, but it was just a house. They were relocating. It shouldn't happen, but we could have prevented it because our home inspector definitely would have saw that pipe.
We didn't talk much about sellers. Do you do a lot of selling?
Yeah.
So how do you prepare sellers for inspection?
So I prepare my sellers and I let them know, let's do a lot of my sellers will do a pre-inspection, which I do like. I do prepare them and say, if we're trying to get as much bang for our buck and we want to sell this home at top dollar, let's go ahead and fix some of the things. Because sellers knows what's wrong. They may not know some of the intricate details, like, electrical and things of that nature, but they know some of the things.
They've been dealing with some of that stuff for
yes.
That door ain't.
Like, you know that light been flickering, you done changed the bulb and it ain't the bulb. Like, so let's go ahead and let's do a pre-inspection and have the home inspector come out and let's go ahead and take care of what we can so that when the buyer comes, because the buyer is going to always ask for, these repairs. So let's go ahead and just take care of it, what we can, so that we can make sure that we maximize the value of this home and get top dollar for the sale.
So you recommend pre-listing?
I recommend the pre-listing inspection all the time, 100% of the time. And I'll say about 80% of my sellers will do it.
So let me ask you this: negotiations, after you get that report, obviously you got to consider several factors into it, like the appraisal and other things. So when you get that report, how does that affect negotiations, or how does the market affect negotiation?
Yes, that's a good question. The market definitely affects negotiations, as we saw during COVID. But pretty much the way we go about it is we try to be as fair as possible. So I'm very transparent with my buyers. Listen, if this home has been on the market for 160 days, we got some leeway there. If this home has been on the market for 1 day and it has multiple showings and now they're calling for highest and best, it's gonna be, if there's something in the report that's cosmetic and it's like, oh, we need a paint job, we're gonna wanna talk about it. But if it's something that's coming up there, it's like, hey, this is a structural thing, something like that, then that's a different conversation. But we navigate it by just being realistic and looking at what's most important. What are high ticket items? Is it the roof, the HVAC? Is it structural? Or is it something cosmetic like, oh, we need to switch out it's an old fixture or it's an old appliance? So that's pretty much how
I don't even deal with cosmetic stuff in my room. That's just the way I was taught. Like, a scratch on the wall is nothing. Like, old fixtures are old fixtures. If they work, then.
I have had some picky buyers before. I've had buyers literally want to pull out over appliances. Like, the appliances work, but of course, as a home inspector, you're checking the different odds and things like that. They'll say oh, this eye doesn't work. They're going back to the seller okay, Portia, I want you to tell the seller I need a new stainless steel gas stove. And I'm like, hold on. And that's another thing about the market. We're also looking at pricing. If they're pricing it below market, if they're trying to get rid of it fast, you have to put yourself, I tell my buyers all the time, put yourself in their shoes right now in 10 years, if you're ready to sell. And then we kind of can get a little bit more realistic. And I tell my sellers the same thing when I'm dealing with my sellers. I'm like, put yourself in the position of the buyer. Would you come in here and would you buy this home in this condition? Or would you buy this home if you said this home was 3 years old, but the carpet is destroyed, it smells like animal. Like but these are things that before we put on the market, we can change these things and we can get top dollar. We don't have to have that feedback from buyers. So we try to go, preventative maintenance, preventative with the pre-inspection, but also telling them, hey, let's put ourselves in their shoes. Even though I know sellers don't care about the buyers, but I'm just saying buyers don't care about the sellers. I get it. But let's have a conducive conversation to where we're being realistic, because the market is changing ever so vastly, especially over these last 5 years.
Well said. I want to leave it right there, but is there anything else you wanted to get out to the people and say?
I can do a little plug. Oh. I'm sorry. Yes. Well, I just want to, first of all, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for sitting down with me, and thank you for taking the time to understand on this side of the field, because I will say this, and this is something I want to touch on just a tad. To my buyers and my sellers, realtors and inspectors, we're on the same team. We are all on the same team. Inspectors are not trying to rain on your parade buyers. We want them to investigate the property. And when I say from the rooter to the tutor, I'm just from the South. I mean, we want them to go through the property and make sure that you thoroughly understand what you are getting. That due diligence period is very important. So with that being said, when we do find great inspectors, home inspectors that are literally there for your best interest, just remember, nobody's trying to rain on your parade. We are just trying to make sure that you are making the informed, educated decision when you're purchasing your property. And as for me, I just want to say, if you are in the market and you are looking in Charlotte and surrounding, I am licensed in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia, and I would love to assist you in your buying and selling needs.
How can people reach you?
Oh, why did I say that? I'm sorry. And you can reach me at 980-228-6946. Feel free to DM me. I am on social media at Essential Key, ESSENTIAL _key, KEY_. And I know you'll link it on the video. But I am free for calls, DMs, text me. I'm here.
Portia, it was great. I learned a lot, and that's the reason why I do this. Like, it's good for me to
thank you.
If I can help understand what realtors deal with and make it a better service for them and their clients, then that'll get me far in this game. So
I ain't gonna tell you a lie. When I first got into the industry, it was like, I hate when the home inspection came, the report came, I'm like, here we go. Because I felt like home inspectors weren't they're just giving you the report. And of course, all this stuff is on this report. I'm dealing with first-time home buyers. They're seeing like all this stuff, and I've already had a conversation with them saying like, hey, understand the law of it. We can't, the sellers does not have to do any repairs. We're also in a due diligence state. North Carolina's a due diligence state. So you're giving up a non-refundable fee prior to you getting that report. So you just want to make sure that, you are dealing with an inspector that doesn't mind getting on the phone and explaining rust on an outside gas,
I'm glad you said it, because one of the things I do, I call it my good buddy review, is I like to do that on the spot. Like, come to the inspection and we'll go through all of this stuff. If you come to the end of the inspection where you're not like standing over me, but come to the end and we'll go through every picture and I'll show you the things. That way you have an idea of what you're going to see in that report, and we can do a virtual call as well, but I prefer to get it done right there.
No, I prefer that as well.
Just being able to, and just plain communication, layman's term. I ain't here to be technical, because I was in that situation. Like, I bought my first house, I was 23, never met the inspector. Realtor just threw me a packet of papers. Yeah, they're gonna replace the furnace. You're good. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm good. So, it's different. Times are different now.
Yeah.
We got social media people. You should know who you're paying to do this. We getting the intimate knowledge of that home. We know the home better than you.
That's the truth.
We know that home. So, I understand. I've been a home buyer twice. So, it's
So what are you seeing on your end, like with your buyers? And so are you doing pre-inspections?
Haven't done any of those yet. Just working with right now it's new construction, and
are you seeing some horrors?
Oh yeah, see some. Sometimes, like, I was paid to do a re-inspect on something recently, and I told him, look, you might not even want to do that. Let's look at this stuff we saw the first time out, you know, and before you pay for that and come back, because you might make a decision based off this alone.
Yeah.
So I think those are the conversations. Like I could have said, oh no, I'll go out, let me get that other $150. I'll go back out.
See,
No, let's prevent all that and look at what you're doing before, you know. So that's where I'm at with it. Like, you know, it's personal.
And I think that's the same for me. It's personal. Yeah.
So, Portia, I appreciate your time. Go ahead.
You know, that is one of the things that I think can kind of bother me, is that I don't make it transactional. It is personal. So every deal means something. Every deal is emotional for me. So I think that's kind of not a negative thing, but that's one drawback I think in real estate for me, is that I be getting emotional.
That's okay.
I be falling in love with my clients.
That's okay. Y'all family. Like,
literally.
The lady that helped me she helped me sell my first house. She helped me buy my second house. And I look at her as family. Like, you know, I'm going to call her if I have anything else going on. But that's the way it should be.
That's the way it's supposed to be, because it's a relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
I appreciate your time. This was good.
That was great. I appreciate you.
Be sure to tune in for more. Check us out, social media, YouTube. And we'll see you next time.